Mainstreaming, a streaming service provider that enables broadcasters, media and gaming companies to stream video with the best quality of experience to their audience globally. Vertically integrated from the network to the streaming software, Mainstreaming simplifies the video workflow. We are now one of the largest networks in the world, built with over 2,700 points of connection with ISPs and telecommunication carriers. With our innovative artificial intelligence and its machine learning capabilities, we increase bitrate, reduce latency and prevent congestion over the internet. With our innovative solution, stream live and on-demand video easily everywhere. Mainstreaming, your video delivered.
So high I'm hypnotized. What's up is down, what's left is right. Chasing stars and holding you. I can't see the end, but we'll see it through.
Azioni.
Ouais. Ouais. Ouais.
Kineton nasce con il sogno di lasciare un segno. Stiamo vivendo quel sogno al di là di quelle che erano le ambizioni iniziali, ma continueremo a sognare ed ambire a fare cose sempre più grandi, sempre contraddistinte da quella follia che è presente in tutti i nostri progetti.
Kineton represents the pure passion of the South. with an unparalleled opportunity to grow, and we are just at the beginning of an exciting journey to reach the next step and chapter of Kineton altogether.
Trabajar en Kineton es genial, es una experiencia estimulante y gratificante que involucra creatividad y tecnología.
Este è Kineton.
Este es Kineton.
This is Kineton.
Questo è Kineton.
Welcome to the HbbTv Symposium Digital Experience. We are live, and welcome to this exclusive preview show with insights on the upcoming HbbTv Symposium and Awards, which is going to take place on November the 28th and 29th. Important dates, please mark them in your calendar, in Naples, in Italy. And we're going to have a couple of people that will be present in Naples with lots of market news for you, new products, new services, insights from their companies, and of course, we're going to discuss what they're going to present for you in Naples at the show. So welcome to the next 30 minutes, a fully packed program for you. And we've got the first guest waiting for us already from Switzerland, Owen O'Sullivan, who's going to be the unconference host for the unconference at this year's symposium, a new format. And there's nobody better than Owen to tell you all about the concept. Welcome.
Thanks, Jörn. Nice to be here. So, yes, unconferences. Well, let me start by asking you if you recognize this situation. You found yourself at a conference, you've heard a great presentation, and you have a burning question you want to ask, but the host says, I'm sorry, we don't have time for questions. So there we go, no chance to ask your question. Or another situation, it's the coffee break at a conference. You're having a fantastic conversation with one or two colleagues, or maybe people that you've met once before, new people. And then you hear the bell ringing and they say, sorry, everybody, back in the conference room. And it's the best conversation you've had all day. And sorry, no, you got to go back in and listen to it. Or one more situation, which may sound familiar. You hear a boring presentation at a conference, or maybe not boring, but it's just something that's not interesting to you, because not every presentation can be of interest, right? Or maybe even one or two or three presentations in a row that are not interesting to you. Now, I'm not saying that any of this is going to happen at the HbbTv Symposium. We have a wonderful conference program for the first day of the event, and it won't be just straight presentations. There will be panel discussions and roundtables and so on. But it's inevitable. It goes with the territory. It's part of the constraints of a conference, and that's where the unconference comes in. So on the second day of the HbbTv Symposium this year, we will be running an unconference. What does this mean? Well, for starters, if you go to the HbbTv website and you want to know more about an unconference, you will find a link there to a wonderful article which will really tell you everything you want to know about unconferences. But let me give you the very brief rundown. We will gather together in a big room on the morning of the second day of the symposium. And anybody in the room can pitch a session. Anybody in the room can stand up and say, hi there, my name is Owen, and I would like to pitch a session on, well, there's one in front of me now, HbbTV and DVB-I. And you explain a little bit what you would like to do in your session, and then you stick your session on the agenda. We will have a big board with a grid with time slots and rooms. So we will have 4 or 5 different rooms that we can use, and we will have 5-hour-long time slots. And we will run our sessions throughout the day in parallel. The people who pitch the sessions will host the sessions. There could be anything from 2, 3, 4 people at your session. There could be 22, 32, 40 people at your session. It all depends on how much that topic is of interest to how many people at the room. But the most important thing is that anybody who's in the room at your session is interested in that topic. So what we're doing is making sure that the majority of people are always interested in what's happening in the discussion they're having. The other nice thing is there's plenty of time. you have an hour for your session. So you can really go deep on the topic. We ask people to, you can do whatever you want in your session, but the best thing to do is to have a discussion, to make sure you hear from everybody in the room. You can do all sorts of things. You can run it as a tutorial, a workshop. You can run a SWOT analysis. You can do whatever you want in your session. You'll see on your screen in front of you there, it's gone away now, but you'll see that there's a form on the website where you can already submit ideas for sessions. And on that homepage for the Unconference there, you can see that we have several great ideas already. Please don't hesitate. Even if you're not certain that you can make it to the Unconference, go and submit your ideas already. It will give others inspiration for what kinds of things will be discussed at the Unconference. So that's what we're offering. 1 day of conference presentations to inspire you, to get you thinking. We'll have a social event that evening where you can talk and discuss. I'll be there myself. I'll be happy to talk to you about what kinds of sessions might work. And then on the morning of day 2 of the symposium, we will build an agenda together. And believe me, it's a magical, magical experience to go through. To see an agenda, we'll probably end up with 15, 20, maybe 25 sessions right there in front of our eyes. The one problem is, of course, you can't be in 2 places at once. So in each of those hour blocks, you'll need to pick one session that you want to go to. But the good news is, if that session isn't meeting your expectations, it's not that interesting to you, you have the right to get up, leave the room, and go to a different session. Nobody will be offended. Nobody will be insulted. It's what we call the law of 2 feet. You use your 2 feet and make your way to another room. Now, I can't stay with you for the rest of this live experience because, wouldn't you know it, I'm on my way to Vienna this evening, where tomorrow I'm running an Unconference for the European Broadcasting Union. So I've done several of these Unconferences for different organizations. I'm really happy to be bringing this to HbbTV, and I'm telling you, you will not regret it. It will totally change the way you think of these kinds of industry events.
Thank you very much, Owen, for this insight. All very exciting, and we are looking forward to meeting you in Naples as our Unconference host. Thank you very much, and safe travels to Vienna.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Actually, a couple of the people we've just seen on the slide where you are invited to submit your ideas for the Unconference are part of the roundtable that we're going to have here today. So it's now time to introduce my guests to you, and let's bring them into the show. First of all, we've got Pedro Valiente from Kineton. Then we've got Cristiano Benzi from Eutelsat. We've got Augustine Perez from Cibo. We've got Moritz Wegmann from SmartClip. And last but not least, we've got Jerome Vial from iVidia. Welcome to this live session, and thanks for taking the time to be with us today. And we're certainly looking forward to your contributions to the Unconference if you've submitted an idea. But of course, day 1 of the symposium is a classic conference day. Lots of you will have speeches, and of course, a great opportunity for networking with the Connected TV community and the HbbTV colleagues. Each one of you has got a couple of ideas in their baskets for us today, what you're going to bring to Naples, maybe a couple of ideas on new products, new services, and of course, on topics you'd like to discuss and maybe even include them into your presentations. So let's start with Pedro first. Pedro, what's Kineton going to bring along to Naples this year?
Hi, Jorn. So first of all, hello to everybody. And we don't want to unveil yet what we're going to show in our stand. We're going to be platinum sponsor again. And we are absolutely thrilled to receive all the people in Naples. Kineton is a company from Naples. Our headquarters are located in Naples. And we are very proud and happy to have the symposium here. What I would love to tell is that definitely we will be proposing and participating to the main topics that have been put in the agenda so far. So definitely HbbTV TA is one of the topics.
Targeted advertising.
Yes, targeted advertising. It's something we see a lot of interest in the industry, and it's something we are definitely working on. And the DVBI. We participate in the Italian trial. We are providing the CSR, and we are also, Kineton is a developer for HbbTV applications. So we definitely want to leverage the DVBI to bring new applications to the Italian market. And of course, we are one of the official registered test centers for HbbTV, and we are the lab for the Italian certification regime. So we deal daily with device certification, and we will definitely show again our test harness, Kineton MediaCert, which is a tool to use in an automated way the HbbTV official test suite. By the way, we have just hosted last week the HbbTV Plugfest and testing event here in Naples. So we had all the colleagues contributing to the testing group work, and manufacturers, broadcasters, app developers, and it's been very useful, great time to understand how to solve the issues and how to bring more and more useful services to the users leveraging HbbTV.
So a lot of things we can expect from Kineton this year, and it's going to be a home game for them, of course, at their headquarter location in Naples at the beautiful Mediterranean Sea. Now let's move on to Paris, where Eutelsat is headquartered. We've got Cristiano for you, and I believe you've got a couple of new products and services you'd like to show in Naples.
Well, yes. Hi, everyone. Well, as a matter of fact, we are very happy to participate to the HbbTV Symposium this year as well. Well, we are a satellite operator, and you might maybe guess that as a satellite operator, let's say, basically limiting ourselves in carrying the signal of somebody else, we shouldn't be really concerned about HbbTV. As a matter of fact, it is exactly the contrary. We are extremely concerned because we have understood since the beginning that HbbTV as a technology is a technology which is actually bringing an added value to the broadcasting ecosystem. Very often in my public speeches, I used to compare HbbTV and DVB native IP. They are both technologies that are bringing and kind of merging the potentiality of the bidirectional IP world with the traditional broadcasting world, whether it is terrestrial or satellite. But more specifically, we are very keen to participate to the event of Naples, mainly as a listener, because we want really to use and to leverage HbbTV as a technology for bringing this added value. And in particular, we have also been using so far HbbTV for a series of applications. Among the different applications that I might talk about, I would like to discuss about, Fransat. Fransat, as you know, is our portal, is our platform for the French market, free TV platform for the French market, like TVSat in Italy or Freeview in UK. As a matter of fact, we use already HbbTV in the platform, and I would say that Fransat Connect is probably one of the very few examples of operator app, native operator app, which is distributed in Europe. Is a persistent app, as a matter of fact, that we are capable to deploy because we operate ourselves the multiplexes. Through Fransat Connect, we leverage HbbTV for many different applications. We are capable to read the usage and habits of the user and also leverage this information for targeted advertising. Another application is on Sat TV. Sat TV is a product, Eutelsat product. It was born a few years ago as a specific proprietary product of Eutelsat that we conceived for bringing added value to the open market of free-to-view channels. There are some orbital positions like 7-8 West and to some extent also HbbTV at 30 degrees East that have a very significant stake of free channels, and it is always extremely challenging to bring added value and to present to the user a comfortable way to profit of these channels. Thanks to Sat TV, we have implemented a proprietary protocol for delivering enhanced user guides and for delivering and for delivering a group of programs, program categorization that we are now implementing also thanks to DVBI and HbbTV. More in general, we see HbbTV and DVBI as two technologies that allow bringing a significant value and facilitating the access to the plethora of free-to-view channels that we have on our satellite. Last but not least, I have to quote also the recent collaboration that with something that's happening in these very days, that we have announced with the press release at the beginning of the last month, that was presented during the ABC, a collaboration with the We Do TV, a fast operator. We have launched the first fast channel over hot Earth, our main orbital position, and We Do TV is actually delivering an HbbTV application through the channel broadcasted via satellite, which is actually referencing the more complete set of channels that We Do has launched for the Italian market. So it's a further way to integrate the broadcast and non-linear OTT world thanks to this technology.
There's a lot of affiliation between Eutelsat and HbbTV, as you can see from these examples. A lot to show and discuss in Naples, and Eutelsat will, of course, be part of one of the round tables there, just like Kinnerton, where we've heard Pedro first. And thank you for that. Let's move on to Spain now, where Agustin is waiting for us from Cebu, and he's also got a lot of interesting things to tell you all about.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for coming to the conference today, and thanks for sure for your visit to Naples in November. Yes, we are quite new in this environment. We also participated last year in Prague in the same event, and of course we couldn't lose the opportunity to participate in Naples this year. We come from, let's say, the digital world, so basically working in how to onboard publishers on programmatic consultancy, on programmatic advertising in digital, and also in privacy. So we built a consent platform based on the European standard of the transparency and consent framework. And these two things, the programmatic advertising plus the privacy, are two hot topics, two angles of what is happening with television, and especially with HbbTV, that it's the convergence. So basically standards and methodologies and products that were already in the digital ecosystem are landing in the HbbTV and TV environment. And well, the main reason for that is that on TV, especially on linear TV, there was no need to track or to do targeted advertising. It was not really possible to do it. But now with the convergence is something that it's possible, and you can change ads and do targeted advertising, and then you need to ask the permission of the users. So we come back again to these two angles, to privacy and to programmatic advertising, two topics that we handle with our two divisions, our division that is working on consultancy, and our division that is providing a consent platform. So we would like to bring to Naples the product plus the knowledge that we have on the digital world and connect with the TV and HbbTV ecosystem there.
Very important topics: GDPR compliance and, of course, privacy. That is something you've also submitted as an unconference topic, I've seen. And if you're close enough on the screen, you could see that scrolling through while Owen was explaining the unconference concept. So I'm sure this will raise a lot of interest at the unconference on day 2 of the symposium. And so please don't forget to submit your ideas, even if you're unsure yet, as Owen said, whether you'll be able to make it to Naples this year. Submit your ideas so colleagues can see what's kind of going on in the market now? What are the main topics, the main areas of interest? Of course, challenges as well are something for the unconference to discuss with the communities. And the website is www.hbbtv.org. There you'll also find all the information about the symposium and, of course, the form to enter your ideas for the unconference. Let's move to Germany, where Moritz from SmartClip is waiting for us. What are you going to bring to Naples this year?
Hello and welcome everyone. Yeah, so SmartClip is the EdTech development unit of the RTL group. And in this capacity, we see ourselves as the broadcaster's EdTech provider. And besides all the digital business in online video and so on, addressable TV is one of our biggest pillars in this case. And when we talk about addressable TV, we talk about insertion of addressable advertisements into the linear TV stream. And for that, HbbTV has been the best platform that we have encountered yet. Therefore, we've been engaged in the symposium for a long time. For me, it's the first time. So I'm quite new in my position as the growth product manager for addressable television. And in this capacity, I try to steer our HbbTV product into the right direction. And we will use the symposium to pretty much stay in touch. So understand what are new trends in HbbTV, what about DVB-I, what about the maturing technologies like HbbTV-TA, and how about regulatory influences like Augustin just mentioned. Privacy protection is very important to us, and the compliance to that is of the utmost importance. So we try to understand what is going on, give our feedback regarding the ad insertion into that, and we want to see how you guys solve the ever increasing complexity in the issues that we are facing.
Solving problems and making everybody's lives easier. I think that's a great attitude that SmartClip is following here. And we've already heard from a couple of the participants of the webinar that targeted advertising, addressable TV are going to be two key topics at the symposium. We've also heard about DVB-I and the trials that are currently going on in several European cities. We're going to hear reports from the participants of these trials. And another service we'll hear about is new distribution methods enabled by HbbTV, like Cristiano mentioned, the project they are running with Video TV in Italy, where fast channels are available as a platform on satellite, of course, increasing their reach and penetration, exploring new audiences, and that is all enabled by HbbTV. Now we've got Jerome from iVidia for you, our last participant. I think you're based in Switzerland, is that right?
I'm actually in France. I'm actually based in France.
Your company has several bases.
Exactly. I'm a senior business development manager for some of the European countries here. Thank you for having us, and thank you for having us at the HbbTV forum. We've been attending the forum for some years now, and we've been following the evolution of the HbbTV standard quite closely. iVidia is obviously a tier 1 service and product provider for the entertainment media industry, mostly on the client side. So HbbTV for us is critical, and we follow all the standards. But we split our services between the set-top box of our tier 1 operator clients, or even some of our OEM and TV manufacturing. So everything that is related to how you deliver content to an end user, and how the experience of that end user, and where you're gonna optimize his experience, optimize his viewing experience for him, for the user, for the guy watching for the person watching television, but it's also for the operator. We need to make sure that it's all embedded, all integrated smoothly. And we talk about privacy, which I think is a critical element. We talk about data management. We're going to talk about targeted advertising today, which is a critical element as well, which is growing. And so I think it's honestly really looking forward to this forum in Naples, because it's an exciting time. I mean, we've seen HbbTV, maybe struggle every once in a while, but I think it's an exciting time. I think, Eutelsat has presented a number of opportunities. all the different questions that we're asking here seems relevant to the end user and to the user experience in general. And this is what we focus on. So, I'm not going to talk too much about the product, not to, ruin any of the surprises that will happen in Naples, but I think there's some really interesting stuff happening, and we're really looking forward to being there with all of you guys.
Great. The important thing is to be there and networking, socializing, meeting old friends once again in person. There's nothing that can beat that, not even a webinar, but this is a great opportunity to get a preview and exclusive insights on what you can expect from the show in Naples. There you can see the website on the screen. It's a redesigned website from HbbTV in case you haven't had a look yet. Completely new design, user-friendly, and in a mode that's easy to access on mobile devices. www.hbbtv.org. And as you can see now, there's also a microsite with all the details on this year's symposium, with the conference program and the event venue, the sponsors, the media partners, details on the speakers. And of course, here you can see that you can register online directly and sign up to be part of the conference. And there's nobody better than Angelo from the Marketing Education Working Group of HbbTV to give you the latest update on the conference program and of course on the awards, because the HbbTV Awards will be handed out for the 6th time this year, and we're all very excited. And don't forget, the call for awards entries is still running. You've got 2 more days until October the 14th to submit your ideas for this year's awards. Thank you to the speakers of the roundtable, and now let's go to Italy, where Angelo is waiting for us. Ciao, Angelo.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone, and thank you. So, yeah, the Marketing Education Working Group that we call MEWG, as you can see here, is the group that is in charge of delivering the overall stuff and the overall symposium and award even this year in Naples. My task here is to give you a very brief update and on what we are going to listen on the conference, the regular conference on day 1, that is the 28th of November in Naples. The second day is the unconference that we have listened to Owen, that is everything has to be decided directly on the second day with the agenda that is defined there on the same day. So day 1, then we start at 10 with a welcome coffee. Then at 11 we'll start with an introduction of our couple of masters of ceremony. There we have Julian Clover, our usual and well prepared journalist and expert of media. Then we have Anna Maria Spera. There is a key manager in Kineton. They are the 2 persons that will bring us toward all the event of day 1. The beginning, you may know that this year the symposium is hosted together with Comunicare Digitale. Comunicare Digitale is an Italian association that is dedicated to promoting the digital TV, and Andrea Michelozzi is his own president, and then as a co-host of the event, he will deliver his own speech there. Then we have what is happening internally, the state of the nation, I would say, of HbbTV, with Vincent Gribet, our chairman, that is delivering the state of what has happened in the last year, and again John Pising, that is the vice chairman of HbbTV, with his own overview on what happened in terms of technical specification, a new thing that we delivered and we did in the past year. Then we will pass the ball to a bunch of interesting professionals. some of them very involved into the technology environment. So Daniel Silavi is from of Focus is going to talk about the ad insertion and the web VTT rendering. We have IOP is going to confirm that we have someone from the German authority that will talk about audience reach and program analysis with HbbTV. And we have other people from Mediaset, from the DTG, with their own speech about the future of HbbTV. This is in charge of the DTG, and from Mediaset we are going to listen how they are delivering, and they are offering the new specification, the target advertising based on the new specification, the HbbTV TA. Then we have lunch, and after that, the first roundtable where we gather together experts from the industry, from the connected TV industry, talking about target advertising and what are the expectations, the use cases, the experiences that they had, the challenges, and the future plan of this company on the target advertising. DVBI is the next topic, following in the afternoon. That is DVBI and HbbTV. We are going to have an update of what is going forward in especially in Europe on HbbTV. There are trials around Europe, one in Italy. We will listen from Alberto Bruno from Mediaset how the DVBI trial is going forward in Italy. Germany again is another country where the HbbTV, the DVBI pilot is running, and Rainer Bien will update us on that. And there is a new thing that was happening in Spain, where the CCMA is doing a DVBI trial there. So we will listen from this guy how they are going forward there. That's all for the DVBI. Every session, of course, is following with a Q&A question where our master of ceremony will try to will ask question to the audiences and ask, and our host will reply to them. The last but not least is the roundtable about DVBI and about the new distribution method that are methods and services that are allowed by our technology, the HbbTV technology. The roundtable will see again very interesting and key professionals and managers of from the industry gathered together to talk about this topic, and managed by Julian Clover, our master of ceremony. We are going to close the day one with a special guest. Is a commissary from the Italian Communication Authority, AGCOM. Laura Aria will be with us, will deliver his own keynote speech that I think is going to be very, very interesting, because the regulation is changing. A lot of stuff are happening, and his own delivery will be very interesting to listen to, especially because we are in Naples, in Italy, and the Italian authority is one of the most advanced for a few topics. The prominence, for instance, and I think she's going to deliver a very interesting topic and an interesting speech there. We finished the day one at around 6:30 p.m. And then we have the evening, that is the HbbTV Award reception and ceremony, where we host the winners and the nominee of the award. The award is this is the 6th edition of the award. We started 6 years ago, and we did this thing to grant and to give visibility to HbbTV product and services, and we will prize the winner that will be decided by a very interesting and very important, once again, a jury that is part of the award work we are doing. That's all I would say from my side. I would like to thank the sponsor. Thank you to all the sponsor, because even this year we managed to have a lot of them. We all know that without you guys, we are not able to do nothing. So you are very important for us, and thank you for being even this year a sponsor. We gathered a lot of them, and we managed to reach the budget to deliver even this year, I'm sure, a very, very good and interesting symposium in Naples. Thank you.
Thank you, Angelo, for this update and detailed information on the symposium. We hope to see you all in Naples this year. Remember the date, November 28th and 29th, and all the information can be found on the HbbTV website. Please also make sure to subscribe to the social media channels so you get constant updates on what's happening. Thank you to all the speakers of today's webinar. Thanks for being part, and thanks for your insights. Thank you for watching this new webinar, and there'll be more preview shows coming up in the run-up period to the symposium. Now, the last video I'm going to show for you is a video about the Maritime Station in Naples, which is the venue where we're going to have the symposium this year. And you'll see this is a really exciting conference place. Thank you very much, and see you next time. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.